Hello.
Hi.
Happy Sunday and happy Labor Day weekend. I hope you guys are all enjoying a long weekend. I know I am. I actually, when it's a holiday weekend, it's like no makeup for me. So forgive me for my appearance.
I had no makeup on until about 45 minutes ago. And then I was like, well, I should probably just do a little something to not scare the nice folks away.
I don't care. What you see is what you get. My hair is like in my sewing machine clip. If you didn't notice.
I know. I don't know how you're decorating for the fall already. It is not even September yet.
Have you seen my sewing machine?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Where is the little button? Here it is.
Happy Sunday, Nancy. Oh my gosh. I love it.
Even after you turn him off, he still will go sometimes. So he's truly creepy.
Truly creepy. Oh, Walter's flipping on power cords.
Happy Sunday, Nancy. Thank you for joining us. I even have my spooky shirt on. I've decked out the house. I don't do a lot. And it's like a mix of like cute Halloween and like Thanksgiving and fall vibes. And I just put it all out because if I don't do it now, I won't be able to before October. And then I'm gone like the first 2 weeks. Who's honking?
That's my neighborhood. We have a very close-knit neighborhood, so I love people be like do to like when the kids. Yeah, we have a special vibe going here. So
okay, well, it is a party weekend, and we have. We're not going to take too much of your time tonight because I know a lot of you probably have plans or whatever. I was cutting fabric out for a quilt, and I'm one of those that like cuts all the fabric before I start sewing, so I don't have to like do all the cutting again.
That's what I am.
It's a lot of pieces.
Yeah, I'm the same way because I don't want to go back and cut. I just want to have it all done.
Well, and it's a lot of pieces just for one block, and so I was like, I'm just gonna cut. Now I've cut the main fabric for like 2 blocks, and then the rest is like background fabric. So I'm gonna sew up those 2 and make sure I'm good. But all my other background fabrics cut up, and then I'll go back in and I have different color. It's ghosts. I'm doing a little ghost quilt, and 2 ghosts are the same print, and there's 16 ghosts. So
they'll keep you out of trouble for a little bit.
Yeah, that'll keep me occupied for a hot minute, but I'm super excited about it. And honestly, I don't know that it would have shown up to this if I hadn't set an alarm on my phone. I had no idea it was already almost 7:00.
You're like in the zone.
Yeah. Hello, April.
Hey, April.
All right. Are you guys ready to jump into this week's episode?
Let's do it.
All right. Episode 6. Let me find my little mouse over here. Here we go. All right. Obviously, we've got our host. We've got Christian Serrano's back. Nina Garcia was not on this one, but Law Roach just won't skip an episode. That's okay, but I'm just saying, like, Nina's like been in like 2 or 3, and we're in 6 now.
Yeah, so. Law is definitely taking a more
prominent
forward positioning in this season.
Yeah, which I find really interesting because Nina Garcia is like the editor-in-chief of Elle Magazine, and that's part of the giveaway or like the prize. We did have 2 guest judges, Christian Cowan, who's a fashion designer, and another guest judge, Joan Smalls, who is a supermodel, and this woman's stunning.
Man, look at those cheekbones. Holy man.
And I think that's just her cheekbone. I don't think that's like aggressive like contour or anything. Contouring. I think
she's just straight up gorgeous.
I know. So we had 2 guest judges. This is the only time that they made an appearance in the show was for the judging. Now, last time we found out in episode 5 that Eugen won the last episode, which was we all agreed on that one. And we had 3 people in the bottom 3, Antonio, Melania, and Madeline. And this next slide is going to tell you who was out. Because, of course, they wait till the beginning of the next episode to tell us that. That's that new format we all so love. Now, my guess was going to be Madeline. Or Madeline.
I think that was all of ours. I mean, collectively,
so
you and
too.
me and there are people who joined us last week.
Yeah, and drum roll, she's out.
Yeah.
She's out. And I just think she kind of lost herself in this competition. These
Mm-hmm.
last two challenges she really struggled through. And I just think she kind of lost her fire and just wasn't able to, express herself and show who she really is. So yeah, April said my guess was Madeline too. And I think we were all right in assuming so. And I hated to see her go because I know she's capable of some beautiful tailoring and sewing, but she hasn't figured out who she is yet as a designer.
No, unfortunately not.
So we are like halfway through the season, over halfway through the season.
Mm-hmm.
So our designers that are left are Ethan and VJ, Jesus, Joan, Yuchin, Belania, and Antonio. So that is who's left. And we're going to jump right into like what this episode was about. And this was another 1-day challenge. Is this whole season just 1-day challenge? And maybe it has to be because their episodes are so short. I don't know.
It just feels like the whole season just feels rushed across the board. Like they're 1-day challenges back to back to back to back. The episodes are short. The season is short. Like 10 episodes is short.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like I don't know. Oh, we should do this, but we're just gonna like
wing
it, like Band-Aid it, like done.
It's like they spent the money on the show. Why not make it worth our while, right? Like you've obviously filmed more content than what you're showing us. Maybe they just couldn't get enough airtime. I don't know, but everything's streamed these days. So like maybe you could have like given extended versions to streaming platforms so we could have seen more of the show if you had limited airtime on what is it?
Freeform.
Maybe Freeform was like, we only have a 45-minute slot for you. Okay, cool. Well, give us a full hour or more when it's straight. Like I want to see all the bits. Anyways. So episode 6 was all about streetwear challenge. They had a $450 budget with Mood fabric. And like I said, it's a 1-day challenge. And when they announced it was a 1-day challenge, the first thing that everybody said was like, another one. Are they trying to kill us?
Yeah, literally. Are they like that? I think that was exactly what Belania said. Are they trying to kill us?
Yeah. Now I put this little meme here because I thought it was hilarious. Where Christian says that's not a top, that's a Band-Aid. What is with all the micro themes? This
a lot of micro things. And when we get to the outfits, he's not the only one who did a top like that. I mean, it wasn't as small, but same styling.
And I didn't really notice it in the show, but I noticed it in this little photo. It's literally a rectangle from here, and then it's like just like elastic around the back. Like it is like 1-inch elastic. Like it is literally a Band-Aid. So anyways, I just thought that was funny. So let's jump into the looks. Here's the first one.
So and then here's Antonio's brother who also did that like bandeau top. His was not as tiny.
No, and his went around the body and keep in mind the concept was streetwear.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it.
I liked the lining on the jacket. You can't really see it in these photos that well, but he like splattered it with paint too, which I enjoyed.
The outside, yeah.
Yeah, and this top is made out of zippers, so it does have a cool like textural element to it. I don't like the bottom. It feels like those shirts that you got on like vacation that they were like ripped and had the beads. Do you remember those? Like that's kind of what it felt like to me.
Yeah, let's just cut it and like tie some beads on. Yeah. The bottom of the top feels that way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've never loved a skirt, whether it's short or long, with like a split hem.
Well, I just don't think it's attractive. I mean, even look on her. It's just I don't think it's attractive.
I know. And she's a stunning model, but like, yeah. And I don't know. I felt like the coat was just a coat. Like before he styled it, before he put it with the garments underneath and it was just the coat and he was making it, it literally was just a plain coat. Like, how is that streetwear? Like, really. And I know streetwear, like, I think some people really struggle with this challenge and of like defining streetwear, leaning too into the obvious or going too far to the extreme. And it's kind of like art. It's objective in the sense of like who is looking at it and how it, whatever their opinions are about it. And so this one is really hard. And I don't know if you've experienced this in previous seasons because they always do a streetwear challenge. But like some of these I felt like were streetwear. Some of these I felt like were too on the nose, and we'll kind of go through them. But would you think, I mean, maybe I'm just, this episode confused me on defining streetwear. Maybe the definition of streetwear has changed and I just didn't get the memo.
No, and I don't know if they did a great job of, defining, and everyone's definition of streetwear I think is also different. Exactly. So streetwear in my mind is this fashion forward but very casual way of showing your personality. Like it's not it's not a sweatshirt and sweatpants. It's
usually something oversized. There's something else.
It's really like, to me, there's an artistry to defining who you are through streetwear.
And that's where it gets blurry because everybody has a different definition.
Yeah. I do think one person nailed streetwear as I interpret it.
Ooh, I can't wait to find out who that was. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the next person coming down was VJ. And this was another twist that came on for this episode is they had the choice of male models or female models. So they had a few male models as options for this runway. And some people chose male models and some people chose to stick with female models. And VJ chose to do a male model. And I will say this is very well made. It's very well done. VJ always finishes her garments and kind of goes like hits the nail on the head, but I just felt like it was all black.
It is, but it was, I think it's stunningly constructed.
Very well done. Yes.
I loved, and you can kind of see it on the pants on the right, but you can definitely see it when they turned around because the pockets were also leather. I think they just did a really beautiful job of incorporating those elements in ways that felt like it fit and it wasn't like an add-on or an afterthought.
Yeah.
I think VJ did a stunningly beautiful job with this. It is not my favorite, but it's probably my number 2.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't as memorable because everybody else used a lot of color.
Yeah.
And this just felt a little quieter in the noise. That doesn't mean it was bad. I just was like, oh, that's it. Okay. So, but I actually did like the hardware going down the arms. I thought that was really cool. Something different I hadn't seen before. Up next was Antonio, and this is the one that had the little Band-Aid top, but you could barely see it because at first when she came out, it had like a clasp to kind of close it to make it look like there was probably more under there than there really was. And so it was really hard for me to capture a photo of where like she took the little hook and eye clasp undone and then kind of showed a little bit more of it. I feel like did that fabric have the fluffy on it already?
Yeah, I was going to ask you the same thing because I didn't see at Mood if it did or not, and I didn't see him do anything to create that design feature.
But you know how you would is with that chenille it.
You would, but I don't think they would have the time to do that.
Time to do that, and he did it on the jacket, the under thing, the pant, and made a bag. So I mean, he made a lot of items. I think
this is where being able to see what they did would be nice, because if he did truly create that like ruffled or like that kind of chenilled it look in this amount of time, that is obscenely impressive.
Yeah. I will say La Roche didn't love the waistband on this. It was just an elastic waistband, and I kind of agree. Like you could have done something a little more tailored, but the fact that like he did, I'm going to say 3 pieces. I don't count that little Band-Aid as a piece, but 3 and a quarter pieces because he had the jacket, the pant, and the bag. And everybody was like talking about the bag, but I barely can see it and I barely saw it. Even when they called it out during judging and they're like, I love the bag. Like the way that the camera caught it, it was like while she was moving it, we were like, I couldn't see the shape or structure of this bag.
Well, and this goes back to Joseph McCrae and the Unconventionals Materials Challenge of like, I'd rather see you invest your time in your look than in the accessories.
Yeah, because there's so many things they can choose from to style. And she didn't need a bag to go down the runway.
No.
She needed more of a top.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. All right, Ethan.
Wait, and did this material come quilted or did he quilt it? Because again, I didn't see it.
I didn't see it, and I struggled to see it even down the runway. And all I could think of was this didn't scream streetwear to me.
This does not say streetwear to me.
This screams, what is it? BDSM or something like that. Like, sorry.
Well,
like it does. Like I feel like this is more of a Halloween costume.
Yeah, see, this feels very like sci-fi for me.
Yes.
Like maybe a sci-fi street.
Maybe.
Like Guardians of the Galaxy kind of
giving cosplay.
Yeah.
A lot of his garments give cosplay vibes. And there's nothing wrong with cosplay, but that wasn't the brief. It was streetwear. And I don't really see someone wearing that. What street are they on? I shouldn't walk down it.
I'd love to know the construction. I mean, like, as similarly to to especially to VJs, the construction's incredible.
Yeah.
It just doesn't meet the brief.
Well, and I'm going to use my mouse here. There is hardware right here and right here. It's really hard to see, but the same hardware's here and here. And then there is like, remember like the 2003 jeans that had no fly, no waistband, but they laced up the sides with like leather straps that like Christina Aguilera would wear in like music videos. That's what this is reminding me of, because there are lace straps, like corset here and here. And then when she took the jacket off and was walking away down the runway, the pants came up above the hip, so they didn't have just a traditional waistband. They came up and they were kind of shifting. They had these like high points on the sides. I don't know if you caught that. It was giving like football pads.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like where they just didn't. They were there, but they didn't feel like they were supposed to be.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a lot. Now, one thing I thought was really interesting is Heidi said, as this is walking back down the runway, I can't believe someone made all of that in a one-day challenge. And that part is impressive. But he did have a bit of a minty bee and broke down and cried, and Joan had to comfort him. Or is that in the next episode? Was that the sneak peek?
No, that was here.
That was this episode?
Yep.
Because he was trying to decide
he was gonna scrap the pants. Yep.
Do you remember what it looked like before the pants?
Yeah.
If you think there's not a lot to this top, there's even less to what's underneath the pants to this top. It's like a bodysuit. If you missed that, it would have been extremely revealing. And they were probably like, you have to put something else on her. We can't air that on TV. Like, anyways, moving on. Melania.
Okay, I'll go. I think this was my favorite.
Okay.
I know it's got a collar, but that's not why. This was my favorite. Now, and this is where I kind of have to like disassociate from myself a little bit.
Right.
Like, would I wear this? No. But when it comes to streetwear,
it gives streetwear vibes.
She nailed the brief. Like I could see walking down like the streets of Manhattan and absolutely, or like in Queens or in Brooklyn or in Chicago or in anywhere. And I could see someone wearing this walking down the street. And I would be like, wow, that is someone who like has a style.
And is expressing themselves.
And is expressing themselves style. So like to me, she nailed the brief. I do love the top. I love how she constructed that like peekaboo opening with the collar, with the sleeves. Like the whole thing is a vibe. And you can't really tell it's sequins.
It's sequins.
The black and white is sequins.
I wouldn't have known that if the guest judge hadn't called that out, because it was really hard to tell on the runway. But
he loved that they were kind of dull.
Yeah, she essentially made like 3 full pieces. She made the white shirt, the corset top with the sequins, and the pants. She even made the striped socks.
Yeah.
And the head wrap. She made a complete outfit, and there's nothing inappropriate showing, or not. There's not like something barely there. You know what I mean? Like
like I said,
you could buy this
on the street. I would totally see someone and be like, dang, they're like exuding coolness. Like I could never wear it, but it says streetwear and like I know who I am.
Well, and Heidi even said, like, if you saw these 3 pieces, you would never think they'd go together until you put them on somebody, and then it just makes sense, and they can't explain why, but it just does.
And maybe that's streetwear.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the definition of streetwear.
Yeah.
It's taking things that don't look like they should go together and creating magic.
Well, and it's the mix of fitted and baggy too. And I think that was lost with some people. It was either baggy and barely there underneath, or like all baggy or super fitted, the whole thing. But this was like, to me, streetwear is like a combo of like showing a little bit of your figure, but like also balancing like that with something baggier and like the mystery of your figure right underneath. So it's like having something more fitted and feminine up top, but something more masculine style and boxy on the bottom. Like it works.
Yeah, it absolutely works. It was fun. This was my favorite.
I don't love polka dots. That's why I was hesitant about this.
You know, I don't necessarily go for them either, but it just works. Like
I
this
think
girl
this
just
would have
looks
worked
cool
with any, even if it was solid black, or the polka dots is fine. The stripe would have been fine. Like I feel like this top, this fitted sequin top, it could have been any color, and I would have liked this.
Yeah, she just looks cool.
That was the accent piece. Anyways, really liked Melania's. Joan.
So Joan took us back to like Harlem of the 70s, and that was her goal. And she absolutely did that. And did it beautifully. The debate is that really streetwear today? And that's where it fell flat.
I think her trying to connect with modern day streetwear was using this fabric choice and giving that graffiti look and wild print. But the shape of her garment doesn't give streetwear to me either. I thought it was really interesting where La Roche was like, if it didn't have the cutouts or on the sides and the back, and it was completely like a solid piece, for this person could go worship at church right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's what he said. He was like, if it wasn't a deep V and it didn't have the cutouts, like it looks like something that someone would wear to church, especially with the hat in there and everything. Like, and when he said that, I couldn't unsee it.
Yeah.
And I had to agree. I mean, if he was like that's what it was giving. I think her challenge here is she has her own style and her default of what she goes back to because of her generation. She is 60. She is the oldest person in this competition, and they're looking for the young and fresh in these and current and modern in these runways. And I think she really, I hate to say it, kind of showed her age in this one.
Well, I think she was trying. I mean, I think she was trying to, though.
I'm not saying she wasn't, but I'm just saying it came off that way.
Yeah, I just don't think it fit what the goal of the challenge was.
No, and I think what was so heartbreaking for me was she was so proud of this and so shocked that they didn't like it. And that was so disheartening because she had made a huge comeback in the last episode after falling so flat with the previous challenge with the unconventional materials and popsicle sticks. And then the second one, she made a better version that really showcased her tailoring. This felt similar to that last one though.
Yeah. And I think it's a bit of a mind F for them when they put something out that they absolutely love.
I know.
And get shot down, because then you start to second guess your own judgment, and that's really hard.
Yeah. And they have a day to do this, by the way. Yes. All right. Last and least is Yuchen. I think this is the one that like really shocked me, because Yuchen is known for streetwear. He has a clothing line that is all streetwear. He always wears streetwear. Always on this show. Like, he wears his own clothes on this show all the time. He is the epitome of streetwear. He got in his head.
Yeah. I think he overthought it, and it showed. And the judges did not like it in any way, shape, or form.
I will say he took the criticism with grace and admitted that he failed himself. These pants I've seen before. This shirt I've seen before. Like, I feel like this is giving like Halloween costume with the green underneath and the white. Like, it just doesn't it? It looks like kind of like a mummy. Like, I don't know. It's like the color choice didn't help. The little random hardware on the pants. And what's interesting is when they were doing the judging, they were like, "Are you wearing your own clothes right now, streetwear line?" And he's like, "Yeah." And they're like, "That's what should have gone down the runway, not what your model's wearing."
Yeah.
And he should have just stuck to what he does and not try to create something new from scratch. He could have pulled anything out of his own clothing line and just made it and been golden.
Oh yeah, no question.
I'm worried about him.
Yeah.
Actually,
because who was our top and bottom?
Well, real quick, I want to go back to a few slides, so bear with me. I'm going to go back. Okay, look at Yuchen here. That to me is streetwear.
Yeah.
That is his own clothing brand. Why didn't he send that down the runway? He would have won this challenge with that. That's what was so shocking to me, is that is what he's known for. And that is what he put down the runway.
He got in his own head.
He really did. He put a lot of pressure on himself because he is Mr. Streetwear in this competition this season. And he got in his own head. So this time we only got top 2 looks, and we got bottom 2 looks. So because our pool of designers is getting smaller, instead of having a top 3 and a bottom 3, we had a top 2 and a bottom 2. Our top 2 were Antonio and Bellania, and I agree with Bellania being there, but I don't agree with Antonio being there.
Yeah, I would have put VJ there.
I would have put VJ there as well. That kind of shocked me because I didn't love the fabric. Or the lack of top. But anyways, this is the first time Antonio's not been in the bottom. He was in the top 2. That was a huge thing for me, for him. And it was a big confidence boost. And he kind of had a bit of an attitude about it. Did you see what he said about, like, if Nina was here? I
wish Nina was here to show her why I should be here.
Yeah. And then he looked right in the camera and was like, "I told you I belonged here."
Well, they told him to. They said, "Well, you can look in the camera and do it." And he was like, "I told you."
It's just, I don't like that. Anyways, these were the top 2. And Bellania won this challenge, rightfully so. I do think she had the best and most streetwear look. The bottom 2 were Yuchen and Joan.
It's going to be Joan.
I think so too. Because this is the first time Yuchen has even been in the middle. Like, he's always been one of the top few or always like one of the stronger looks or won challenges. And for him to be in the bottom on his own streetwear, he got in his head. I do think it's going to be Joan, because Joan's had more times in the bottom than Yuchen. And I think they'll look at that. They're at the point where they have to look at like that. Nancy says she thinks it'll be Joan to be eliminated as well.
Yeah.
I did not like, I there was one comment that Eugen said at the end, and I don't think he meant it the way it sounded, but it didn't come off that great. But he was like, he goes, I know I did horrible this challenge. I know I failed. He's like, but even Joan did better than me.
Yeah, that was.
And I didn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, ooh, Eugen. Like,
yeah.
You know, I appreciate you like owning that you made some mistakes and you deserve to be in the bottom two, right? And you own that. Like that's better than like how some of the other designers have been in these past episodes where they've gotten in the bottom and they're like kind of snarky about it. But to like say that even Joan did better, I mean,
yeah,
when it
was just putting her down. It's backhanded.
It was.
Yeah.
And I didn't love it. And so that's kind of it. Like Melania won this challenge. What was really interesting is she said she figured out the type of designer she is. She didn't really have a niche before she came into this challenge. She's still very green. But now she is choosing to define herself as a streetwear designer. And she said this is the most fun she's ever had when designing.
Awesome. And then, I mean, like, then
awesome.
you, no matter what, you go home and you've found out something about yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Now,
next week is Western.
I know.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I know. Next week is Western.
So we're going to figure that out next week.
There's a lot of fringe. I will say the previews for next week, I feel like there are going to be some people who leaned way, like, there was a line, I think, at the end that was like something along the lines of like, there's like being on meeting the brief, but then like being tacky versus class. Like there's a line.
Well, it's going to be hard not to go costume.
I know. I think so too. I think it's all just.
Mm-hmm.
What have they done a Western episode before? I don't feel like
that I can recall. And I think that's probably a good thing if I'm honest.
I want to see high fashion. I want to see avant-garde fashion.
Yes.
Those are always super fun. And I think Ethan would shine in avant-garde.
And they're also not one-day challenges.
I want to see ball gowns.
Yes.
I want to see something more elaborate. But I know that can't be accomplished in one day.
Yeah.
I wish we could know there. The next so this was episode 6. Next week, technically this week, is episode 7. 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 4 more to go.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. This flown by.
Yeah. And based on how the season's gone, I'm not sad about that.
I know. I
wish I could say I'm like more excited about it, but
I know we keep showing up and doing these on Sundays, but I also feel like we don't have as much to say about them.
Yeah.
Because we're just kind of like, meh. They really honed in on the friction pins again. They still, I think Ethan stitched something for 0.3 seconds, like not even like a half a second. Yeah. And so I barely even heard the sewing machine run. And then what was the other brand that they called out? They always call out Mood when they go shopping at Mood. I don't know. They really called out the friction pins this time. I was like, how much did Friction pay? No, I have friction pins. Like, I like them, but it's just like, I don't know. Anyways, we still haven't heard the name Bernina or Burnett. So not once, or Laura Star Irons, or any of these other actual sewing brands. I just found that really interesting. But anyways.
Yeah. Sponsorship fulfillment, in my opinion, is not great this year.
No, their choice of which sponsors to focus on is also interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you guys are having a fun Sunday, a good holiday weekend. I hope you have tomorrow off and can maybe do some fun sewing for yourselves. As you probably know, if you're watching this, Audra and I have a podcast called the Sewcial Hour Podcast. And this Tuesday, we release an episode every Tuesday here on YouTube and on all podcast streaming platforms. You can either listen to it or you can watch it. But this Tuesday, we have Verushka Zarate. I say it right. Verushka, she's with Pride and Joy Quilting. I was going through the reels that Audra clips, and I schedule them all out. So I always listen to them and kind of put them in a certain order, and then I schedule them to be released throughout the week. And I was just listening to those today, and we interviewed her like a month ago, and at the end of July, and I've slept since then. I knew it was a great episode when we recorded it, but I forgot some of those little nuggets that she shared. This is going to be one of the more thought-provoking and profound episodes that we've had on our podcast, because she just has such insights, and the way she speaks, it's amazing.
It's going to be a great episode.
Watching the reels today.
Yeah, it's going to be a really, really great episode and worth everybody's time.
It is. And I have to also say, she's probably one of the most expressive guests we've had, because she talks with her hands and she talks with her face and she makes all these big movements. And it was so funny, because one of the things I do when I schedule the reels, especially like on Instagram, I can't really do it for YouTube, but on Instagram, you can choose what the cover image is. And I just pick a spot from the reel. And sometimes it's me, sometimes it's Audra. Sometimes I can squeeze like two of us if we have a guest, or all, sometimes depending on the setting, get all three of us in there, but I usually kind of hone in on the guest. And I'm like, she makes some of the best faces. So I captured some of her fun faces. So throughout this week, if you go to our Instagram and you look at our feed, you might see some funny faces and make you go, oh, I wonder what she was saying when she made this face, or, like all these, right. I have too much Botox in my forehead, but she makes some.
I have no Botox in my forehead.
It's for my migraines. But look, I'm going to try to move my eyebrows. That's it. That's all I got. I can go down a little, but I can barely go up. But I don't have migraines.
Well, tune in on Tuesday. Verushka is an incredible guest, and we will be back here on Sunday to talk about episode 7.
I know. Western wear. I may need to remind me to wear my cowboy hat for the next one.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good.
Y'all have a good holiday weekend. We'll see you next week.
All right.